Hey VV Nation, welcome to the 6 p.m. video. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest, and this video is all about which company is going to be the next trillion-dollar market cap. Now, why is that so important? Well, we know that those companies that are $1 trillion or more in market cap are some of the biggest companies out there, the creme de la creme. That doesn't mean that the companies that are not at $1 trillion in market cap are just slouches, but why not ride the momentum of stocks getting from below 1 trillion to the next $1 trillion company and utilizing the VectorVest system to help to put in your mind the right stock that may be able to afford you to ride the momentum to that $1 trillion mark. Now, as I get right into the software, I'm not going to do any news today. As I get right into the software, we can see the companies out of over 9,291 stocks to be exact, which companies have the biggest market cap. Apple at the top of the list at $3.3 trillion. Microsoft at, right there at $3 trillion. Nvidia was fighting Apple and Microsoft in the $3 trillion range, but with the big pullback on the stock, it's lost some market cap. It's down to $2.6 trillion. The only company right now in the database that's solely in second place as far as, from 3 trillion to 2 trillion, $2.6 trillion. Right behind that, $1 trillion company, Amazon, 1.8 trillion. Meta, 1.1 trillion. Now, let's get into the companies that are on the precipice of getting into the $1 trillion market cap stocks. Starting off with Google, right there at $919 billion. Eli Lilly, $869 billion. Taiwan Semi, $847 billion. Tesla at $723. And to top off the top 10 or so, we have AVGO, which is about to report earnings at $712 billion. So out of these stocks that are under 1 trillion, which stock could possibly be the next $1 trillion market cap to be in that elite club of stocks? So I got the next 5 stocks in the list, and I wrote them down, and I put them into a watch list for tonight's video. So here they are: Eli Lilly, Google, TSM, AVGO, and Tesla. Let me set this up real quick. Here they all are. Now, I'm going to use the process of the VectorVest system to help me to analyze these stocks, to give me some kind of insight as to which one of these are the higher probability of being the next $1 trillion stock. Now, let's start off with value. Well, Eli Lilly, I like that as a bio company. They've got a lot of stocks, a lot of drugs in the pipeline that keeps them going. They've got a relative value at 1.42. They are grossly overvalued, though. They are a safe stock at 1.39 as far as relative safety. Google, I like this a lot because it is undervalued as a stock that's right under that $1 trillion mark. I think that this has a good possibility of being the next $1 trillion stock, but we're going to do some more analysis. The only one in the list that is undervalued, relative value above 1, this stock should outperform a AAA corporate bond over the next 1 to 3 years. A company makes money, but what's hurting it? Relative timing. The stock is not in an uptrend right now, whereas Eli Lilly is fundamentally sound and in an uptrend. TSM, we all know what's going on in the semi space. This stock is overvalued, good upside potential, good safety. What's hurting it as well? RT is below 1. AVGO, as again, the stock is getting ready to report earnings. Looking at the upside is there, the safety is there, again hurting it, RT below 1. Now, Tesla is on a little run right now. Tesla's on a little run right now. The value side of it, not there, but they continue to make money. They are in an uptrend. Could Tesla be the little sneaky little booger to outpace all of these stocks because it's in an uptrend to pass these? Well, Eli Lilly is in an uptrend. The other 3 are not. What else am I looking at? Earnings growth rate. 4 out of the 5 have double-digit earnings growth. Tesla, on the other hand, does not. The plot thickens. Let's scroll over a little bit more. Let's go look at the dividends. 4 out of the 5 pay dividends. The biggest dividend yield here, though, is AVGO with a dividend yield of 1.37. What's the earnings yield? 3.4. That's a good. I like that. Nice dividend yield, but the earnings yield outpaces the dividend yield. I like Broadcom again. Let's scroll over a little bit more. Let's talk about average volume. Biggest mover in here by this is Tesla. A lot more people trading Tesla. So there's a lot going on in helping me form a decision in which stock I think should be the next trillion-dollar stock. Now, earnings, we know, is the engine that drives the stock higher. What's the fuel? Sales. Look at these sales growth. AVGO, the biggest sales growth in this list at 43, followed by Eli Lilly at 36, then TSM at 33. Notice that Google, which I think is the closest to becoming the next trillion-dollar stock, the sales growth is not nearly as strong as 3 of the other stocks in here. And then Tesla at the bottom of the list with a sales growth of just 2%. Now, as we go over, we look at the market caps. They're all right close to each other, but just by sheer looking at the numbers, Google should be the next one. Well, you know what they say, don't trade with your heart, read the chart. Let's go take a look at these graphs. Let's graph them all. And I'm going to take a look at a 1-year graph, and I'm going to stick to the mantra of VectorVest. We want you to be in safe, undervalued stocks that are rising in price in a rising market. I can see Eli Lilly going from the bottom left to the top right. This is a 1-year graph. Here's the earnings per share, and here's the earnings growth. I like them that they're both strong. Strong as the market's moved up. The stock has got a level of resistance at 970.42. I'd like to see it break through that. If it does, it's going to have a great possibility to move higher and be the next $1 trillion stock. Now, or 1 trillion as far as market cap. Google, man, I liked it because it was undervalued and all of those things, but wow, look at the pullback. Again, trade the chart, not your heart. The stock is definitely trending lower from the high, coming up to a level of support. I do like the earnings per share. I do like the earnings growth rate, but I don't like price action. Next one, TSM, in a little bit of a wedge. This is a consolidation pattern. I'd like to see if it can break outside of this downward trend. It'll have some upside, or will it come down to this level of support, which makes the bottom of the wedge. Again, rising earnings per share, rising earnings growth. I like that for both, but again, I'm reading the chart. Same thing with AVGO going into earnings today. Interesting, as we look at this stock, look at the earnings growth falling over the last year where the earnings per share is rising. Earnings per share is rising, but the growth is telling me that the earnings per share is not as strong as it has been over the last year. That's a little bit of a red flag in regards to trying to get to 1 trillion. Next one, Tesla. Nice little move today, a lot of give back. I do like coming off of this semblance of a low, the upward move on Tesla. I'm not sure if it's got enough wherewithal to keep riding this higher. But here's something else. Look at this. Was a possible consolidation, making a wedge. It broke out to the upper side of the wedge, but look at today's wick stopping right at this level of resistance at the value of 234.12. Right now it's at 227.52. So as I look at these stocks, which stock looks the best to be the next $1 trillion stock by way of graph? I like Eli Lilly. Nice bottom left to top right, even though it might be at a quadruple top, which could be bearish for the stock. Nice down day today, but I like the equity curve. If I'm going to make a decision on which one I like the best right now, just off of analysis, I like the equity curve, the graph, to tell me that Eli Lilly should have a possibility. But we got to stop seeing it go down from this level of resistance. And if I had to pick a second one, I like the idea. Let me go Google. It's coming to a level of support, and I don't like the big wick at the top of the candle. Taiwan Semi, I like if we can break above this level of resistance. Rising earnings growth. Same thing with AVGO. If I had to pick a number 2 and number 3, it would be Taiwan Semi and AVGO. But my first stock that I would like to see, that I think has the highest probability, is Eli Lilly, just based off of the graph. And I've given you my second and third pick as well. The other two probably going to take a little bit more time to get into that $1 trillion club. Folks, if you like the information that you just saw in this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're brand new to the channel and you like the information and the content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you'll be alerted to when new videos like this come out. Folks, I just used the power of the VectorVest software to give me some semblance of an idea of which stock should have the highest probability of being the next $1 trillion market cap stock. Folks, this video is over, and until the next time, see ya.
Are you interested in growing your money safely? Join us September 7th, 11 a.m. for the International User Group Forum. Now, Rick Franklin will be kicking us off for the Global Market in Review. I will be covering trade view ideas, and our keynote presentation will be by Stan Heller on legging in and out of the near perfect indicator.